morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Welcome back to a brand new installment of The Breakfast Club. For those who are new to the channel, The Breakfast Club is a series on my channel in which I superset between full day of eating vlogs, workout content, all that good stuff, and mini Q&As where I answer questions left in the comment section down below or DM to me on Instagram at Joseph_Garcia17. We also eat breakfast together while I do this mini Q&A, and lately we've been making breakfast. We've made French toast pancakes. We made some wraps, ice creams, all that good stuff. Today we are making some Anabolic blueberry protein muffins inspired and directly taken from Greg Doucette. I'm gonna link his video of which he made these in the description down below. I also have the Anabolic Cookbook 2.0. And this right here out of all the muffin recipes is my absolute favorite. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now the ingredient list is kind of long on this one, but you'll basically need some applesauce, Greek yogurt, egg whites, cinnamon or vanilla protein powder, oat flour, blueberries, vanilla extract, sweetener, baking powder, and baking soda. Pretty simple. You just throw everything into a bowl, mix it up, either mix it by hand or use a KitchenAid. I'm going to be using a KitchenAid to mix this up. It's a lot easier. And that's pretty much it, but let's dive right into this, shall we? Basically, to make these, I'm going to go with all the dry ingredients first, then I will go in with the wet just to make this spoon mixing a little bit easier when it comes to the combination of all the ingredients. First things first, in the base of this is going to be your oat flour. Pretty simple when it comes to oat flour. You're basically going to take oats, blend it up, and there's your oat flour. No need to go actually and buy oat flour. You can just take straight oats and blend it up basically. Basically 2 cups or 240 grams of oat flour going right in there. Next is a protein powder. This is a cinnamon apple flavor. Recipe calls for around 2 scoops of this bad boy. This protein you can find on NutriShopUSA.com. If you use code JGFree at checkout, you save yourself free shipping. Help support me, help support the channel. And this is actually a straight casing, but you can, I think, use pretty much any protein that you want, whey, casein, vegan, whatever the case is. All right, next dry ingredient we're going with is baking powder. And we need around 6 grams of baking powder. Also need some baking soda. We need around 4 grams of this. Next is your choice of artificial or 0-calorie sweetener. I'm going with Splenda. The recipe calls for 6 packets, but we are using 7 because we are just a go-getter and overachiever. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the dry ingredients. Now let's go in with the wet. First things first is 250 grams of applesauce. This right here is a great alternative for butter. If you're vegan, I know vegans use this a lot of times for butter, or they use vegan butter, but vegan butter just as high in calories, if not higher, than regular butter. So with applesauce, you're gonna be saving yourself loads of calories. Next, we're going with 175 grams of Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt, as Will Tennyson says, is like the quarterback of anabolic recipes. It really just carries a lot of them. It's the foundation for a lot of anabolic recipes. Besides like protein powder and egg whites, this right here is a foundation. Next, we're going with 60 grams of egg whites, and then also going to include 5 grams of vanilla extract. And to finalize this, we're going with 270 grams of blueberries. You can use fresh or frozen. I personally just have frozen on deck right now. So, and then all we need to do now is just give it a mix. This right here is the KitchenAid. Anytime Greg Doucette has a recipe where it includes mixing, I refuse now, ever since using this, to mix things by hand. This thing literally just dominates anything that needs to be mixed. Even the homemade protein score bars makes your life way easier when it comes to these anabolic recipes. If you don't have one of these and you're on the fence, highly recommend it. All right, so I kind of messed up a little bit. I was supposed to basically add the blueberries at the end and kind of fold them in. That KitchenAid is so dominant that I actually kind of crushed a lot of them into the actual mixer. But hey, there are no rules in the kitchen. And I am a risk taker when it comes to cooking in the kitchen, and I will take that risk. And then last but not least, we're just gonna go ahead and pour our muffins into the muffin container. All right, so this actually came into a total of 11 muffins. And then last but not least is to throw them in the oven. For me personally, the recipe I think says for 325 degrees. After making these a couple times, 350 for 17 minutes, these come out pretty much perfect every single time. So that's personally what I do when I make these muffins. So we'll see you when these are done. Alrighty, so here are the muffins. I definitely would recommend using fresh blueberries, and I would look to fold them into the mixture. Don't use the KitchenAid to mix them up, because this one came out like complete doo-doo caca. But I mean, these guys look pretty good right here. Let's go and give this a little bit of a taste test, shall we? Oh yeah. The oat flour blueberry combination, just like, I love oat flour. The texture of it is just like, it's just good. If you guys are some muffin fiends like I am, this definitely satisfies that muffin craving. All right, last but not least is this jacked up one right here. Already last bite right here. All right, so this question actually comes from one of my clients. This is a question I've been meaning to get around to, but there's been so many good questions coming in on the Breakfast Club that I totally forgot about it. And I remember today that I need to answer this question because I feel like this is actually a good question. So he asked me, what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting or fasted morning cardio if I still get my calories in for the day? And this is a very important question because there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to one, fasted cardio, and then two, intermittent fasting in general. I think people think that if they intermittent fast, they push the window of eating later in the day, they can just eat whatever they want and not get fat, which is not the case, because at the end of the day, it's calories in versus calories out. Even someone like Kino Body, for example, whose sole business was based and founded off of the principle of intermittent fasting, even he himself knows that it's calories in versus calories out. He uses intermittent fasting as a tool, basically have like bigger meals and make it a little bit easier to be in a deficit because he's limiting that window of eating he has. Same thing with fasted cardio in the morning. People think that you're going to be burning more fat because you're doing cardio fasted, that your body's tapping into its fat stores. Still, at the end of the day, if you're eating a calorie surplus, it doesn't matter. You're going to be gaining fat. So it's calories in versus calories out. This is like the true deciding factor as far as if you're going to be losing fat or not. Now, to put yourself in a calorie deficit, if you like to do fasted cardio, then go ahead and do fasted cardio. If you like to eat a style of intermittent fasting, because it's not really a diet, it's more just like a style of eating. If you like that style of eating, then by all means, intermittent fast, as long as you can consistently be in a calorie deficit. I actually used to do intermittent fasting for quite some time. I think I did it for maybe a little over a year. When I was like 17 to 18, I started doing intermittent fasting, and I actually really liked it a lot. And then I started training in the mornings, and trying to go train and like push like more weight and go harder than last time was just like the hardest thing to do because I didn't have any calories in my body. Same thing if I went to go like do cardio or something like that. The fact that I didn't have any food or any energy, because calories at the end of the day is energy, it was hard to really go harder than last time, you know? Very hard to progressive overload in the gym, especially while trying to push heavier weight or even train till failure. I just didn't have any gas in the tank. So for me personally, I did not enjoy intermittent fasting when I had to move my training schedule a little bit earlier. Even sometimes I would push my training schedule towards the end of my fast, and like my energy levels just were not up to par. I just wasn't able to push as much weight. I just wasn't able to train as hard or as long or extensive. And eventually I just stopped intermittent fasting and went back to eating like a regular, like throughout the day, which I find more success in. It allows me to train harder, have energy throughout the entire day. It's something that I personally like to do. Whether you like to do intermittent fasting or fasted cardio, I think the number one principle is you have to understand that there is no like crazy magical benefit that's going to come from it. At the end of the day, it's just calories in versus calories out, and those are just tools to help, you know, put you in a deficit if you're looking to lose more body fat. Don't think that you guys are intermittent fasting, you can go and eat whatever the heck you want and you won't get fat. And don't think as you do fasted cardio, you'll be burning extra amounts of fat. It's just not the case. Those two things are great tools, but they just do not break the laws of thermodynamics. So just remember, if you want to intermittent fast, by all means, it's a tool to help lower your window of eating, to make it harder to be in a calorie surplus. And if you want to do fasted cardio, don't think you're going to be burning all this extra fat just because you're doing cardio fasted. Like, cardio in general is just a tool to help burn more calories, make it more efficient for you to be in a calorie deficit. Whether you do cardio fasted or whether you do cardio with food in your system, at the end of the day, it's just calories in versus calories out. For me personally, if I do cardio with some type of food before, that food gives me energy to burn more calories in my cardio session, allowing me to be in a bigger calorie deficit. So for me, having a snack before my workout or before my cardio is actually beneficial to allowing me to be in a bigger calorie deficit at the end of the day. Hope this helps somebody out there if they thought about doing intermittent fasting, or they had questions about intermittent fasting, or even fasted cardio in general. You know, at the end of the day, it's calories in versus calories out. Wrapping the video up here, please leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below, or DM to me on Instagram at Joseph_Garcia17. Make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. We're chasing 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I would greatly appreciate it if you help us reach that goal. And in here, I'll see you in the next one. It's been your boy Joe. Peace.